So was a nostalgic trip like this actually worth it, or did Netflix just cash in on something that didn't need to be cashed on?
I believe they just wanted to be the very best.
Like no one ever was?
I mean, to have a movie like that was a real test. To show it was their cause.
This is Random Cinema.
Hey guys, I'm reviewing Dan.
And I'm Otaku Kent, and welcome to Random Cinema. We just saw Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution. Or as I like to call it, Pokemon the First Movie Returns.
Take two.
Take two works too.
Before anything else, we love the first movie, like the original first movie.
Hold that thought.
Yes, pull out that VHS tape. For those of you who do not know what a VHS tape is how we used to watch movies when we were children.
I still have this thing, including Pokemon 2000. I never got number 3 as a VHS for some reason, but I have Pokemon Forever as a VHS tape too. That honestly wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, it does tops. Wow. You know, it's always a marvel to see one of these things here.
You know what baffles me the most?
What?
It's not rewound. But, yeah, it's still in really good shape. It's still, I mean, I don't trust VHSs anymore.
You get like a really good one.
Yeah, and I don't trust them like that. So, yeah, and it still says Kids WB presents Nintendo for Kids Pikachu the movie for some reason.
Oh yeah, because they had a little Pikachu thing at the beginning, Pikachu's Vacation.
Yeah, the only thing about these tapes though is over time the casing gets a little smushed
and tinted.
Yeah, but I mean, all in all, I mean, I just showed you the tape. It's still in really good shape. But it says number 150. The Pokemon to match all of the time is here. Number 151. Mewtwo versus Mew.
You know, actually, I just realized one thing.
What?
There were a few Pokemon here from the second generation.
Yeah. Snubbull was in the short. Donphan was in the beginning. And Togepi's been there since in the anime.
Meryl's in the beginning as well.
Yeah, Meryl's in the beginning as well.
Oh, the short, I mean.
Yeah, in the short.
But, yeah. And this was back in animation. And to tell you this right now, when done by 4 kids, you're going to have a fun experience. And also the question, why do they keep on talking like this for?
Okay,
What's all the bad puns?
Now, here's I've done my research on this already. Did anyone sound familiar to you in the current one?
Actually, they all sounded pretty familiar.
Ash's voice actor was not the same.
I knew that already.
Missy's voice actor was not the same.
No, I think James's was, wasn't he?
James was not the same.
Okay.
Jesse was not the same. Brock was not the same. The only original voice that made it to this remake...
Pikachu.
Well, yes, but that's because it's the same across the entire board. But no, I'm talking about the English voice actors, not the Japanese voice actors. I'll get to the Japanese voice actors in a minute. The only English voice actor to get back on this, the narrator.
Really?
The one in the beginning, right before Ash and Top of the Party start talking. He is the only one who was a part of the original cast that made it to this thing. I went on to Wikipedia's. I pulled up side by side Pokemon the first movie, this one, and Pokemon Evolution, this one. That's what we're going to be calling it, Pokemon Evolution.
Not to be confused with Dragon Ball Evolution. That one sucked.
Yes. So, the Japanese voice actors, every single one of them was the same.
Makes sense.
And this was my thought process. If Japan's cast can have the exact same as the original, why the hell couldn't we get the original cast? Besides that, we got the narrator. That's all we got. And he has one line. Maybe
Pokemon.
Maybe two.
The world of Pokemon. That's it. Give me my check. I think it's because, in Japan, Pokemon is owned by like a more singular company than it is in America.
And here it was serialized by 4Kids and eventually the Pokemon Company.
Yeah. So most likely,
I can
the actors
understand.
for 4Kids were licensed for...
I understand, but 4Kids is no longer around. Those voice actors are still alive.
Most likely, they probably didn't want to do it anymore. Probably bad memory to work for 4Kids.
This isn't 4Kids. This was Netflix. That's my biggest... That's my first biggest gripe. Number 2. They still didn't add the dang freaking part in the beginning.
Basically, the part where Mewtwo is a little bitty Mewtwo.
Baby.
Yeah, a little baby having a little mindscape trip with 4 other clones.
With 3 clones of Pokemon and one of Dr. Fuji's daughter or granddaughter. I think it's daughter.
Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur were the clones. Unfortunately, those 4 did not make it.
And neither did the girl.
Yeah. The Pokemon and the girl.
They did not make it.
Yeah. Mewtwo is the only survivor.
And because he was feeling grief, they erased it from his memory. And that's where he gets the anger and the confusion from in the beginning that we see and why he lashes out the way he does. In the 4Kids version, they completely tore that part out. But we were none the wiser because the internet wasn't a big thing yet.
Yeah.
Then we come to this one. The internet's been a thing for, roughly 30 years. It's been around for 30 years. It's been a big thing for around 20 years, give or take. And it's still not there. And we know that part exists.
Well, remember in Pokemon 2000 when we found out that Jesse and James were actually together for some time?
Again, 4Kids ruined it. We get it. But this was a chance to correct it.
True.
And they didn't.
Well, maybe they're just taking time with it right now.
What do you mean?
Well, they have to animate that as well.
They've been working on this for over a year.
I don't know. I'm just trying to get some excuse so you can calm the hell down.
I'm not going to calm the hell down. You see all this Pokemon shit. You see all this Pokemon... Was that a tranquilizer?
Yes.
It ain't helping. You see these Pokemon board
He
games.
built tranquilizer immunity. He must be freaking batshit crazy about Pokemon.
I am. I got the movies. I got the games. I got the board games.
You got the stuffed animals.
I got the stuffed animals. I do. I got the Build-A-Bear stuffed animals too. My point is, they screwed up. They had a chance to fix it, and they didn't fix it. Shame on you, Netflix. Shame. I'm done. You can go now.
On what? You just drive the road. It looks worse in the highway than the Hiram. But overall, I liked it. Like, the voice actors were really nice. They did fix up a few problems.
We'll get to a couple of the weird ones later.
But let's start at the beginning. We start off with them finding the Mew fossil.
Ash and friends are on an adventure. Sorry.
Ash and friends are on another adventure. What adventure are they going to? To find out what Pokemon is what. Oh my god, what's that Pokemon? That's your Pikachu for the 5th time. Wow!
90s.
But it starts off like the original movie does. It's basically doing the same movie again. Just different scenery, different types of animation, and fixing a lot of the whole, translation from Japanese to English.
In other words, fixing the translation mistakes that they made.
Yeah, and trust me, there were a lot.
Jelly donuts.
Because, well, make a joke about that.
I know.
Because they try to censor it so it wouldn't be uncomfortable for Americans. But I'm just watching one episode where they're making rice, but like, these jelly donuts are going to be delicious. That's rice! Like, I'm not an idiot. I know what rice is, but that's not a donut. A donut is dough.
Do you know what?
It is deep fried.
Get it out. Get it all out.
That's good. I mean, I'm just like, pointing out the obvious. It's like, you're not fooling anyone.
Now, I forget if it was one of the Fine Brothers channels. They did a Try Not to Eat challenge, and they did Pokemon. One of them was, they showed the clips with it too. One of them was Brock's famous donuts.
It was a rice ball, wasn't it?
And it was a rice ball. And then when they bring the food out, it was an actual rice ball. It was not jelly filled.
It just like, what?
Well, they all, once a new Pokemon knew the reason behind it. But still, it was hilarious to rewatch that. I mean, we, as Americans, a lot of things nowadays offend us. Let not lie about that.
Yeah.
We're
easily offended nowadays.
Now, in a world where we have a lot of action movies, why was the Pokemon Safari Zone episode banned?
Because of the guns.
That doesn't make any sense. But then again, we're still talking about 4 kids. The same people who gave Sanji from One Piece a lollipop instead of a cigarette, and also gave the sailors water guns instead of freaking pistols.
Jesus. Oh, and changed TNT to a sword. Like a roll TNT to a sword.
Oh, and changed Ace the Chase.
Yeah.
And we still had Captain Morgan.
Yeah. Ace's name was changed to Chase because of an alcoholic drink called Ace. Yet Captain Morgan? I don't know what the alcohol name is Ace.
Neither do I.
I'm 26. I'm about to be 27. I still found a drink called Ace.
Neither have I.
But Captain Morgan? My niece knows that one. I think my youngest nieces and nephews know that one if they're shown it.
They know it's Grandpa's medicine.
It's Grandpa's medicine when he has to deal with all the beep, 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 beep on the road.
I remember the cartoons always saying Grandpa's medicine. That always put a smile on my face because
don't mind me just getting some of my medicine.
Kids aren't as stupid as people
I'm
think.
drinking fizzy water.
It's brown.
God, Dragon Ball Z had that when they changed the water.
I know. Let's not even talk about the censorships that we saw in Digimon.
Oh Lord.
We'll be here forever.
Please God, when they English dubbed the new one for that one, they don't pun it a lot. But back to the movie.
I mean, as long as Fox doesn't get its hands on it, then that would mean Disney would get its hands on it, which it already had its hands on it. Well, I mean, I'm going to hurt my brain.
Oh, dear, I've gone cross-eyed.
Pretty much.
Well, actually...
Because it went from Fox to Disney to Nickelodeon.
Well, technically, Digimon was owned by Saban.
Yeah, but I'm talking about network-wise.
Yeah. But right now, it's probably going to be going to Nickelodeon.
Does Digimon even still owned by Saban?
I think it is.
I'm going to look that up. You keep talking about the movie.
Digimon Try would actually have the curse word in it, so I was surprised to hear that.
That's because it was meant for the older, but...
Yeah. But anyways, so the whole beginning was talking about, we found a fossil of Mew. Yeah, they just found one. Instead, you got to compare it to the old one. The old one was saying it was the tablet itself was the fossil. It was inside the tablet. Oh,
this one, yeah. In the original, that's what they were referring to. The tablet that was the ancient Mew card, whatever, and that had the Mew in that weird, funky Egyptian pose.
Yeah.
The fossil was preserved in that tablet, whereas this one they said a couple days later and they found the fossil.
Yeah.
So I mean,
but the laboratory compared to the first one and the second one, the first movie it was dark and danky. It's like. I'm studying. How? I can't see shit. Is this how Brock sees?
Can't see shit.
How we see Brock. How Brock sees us.
Open your eyes, Brock. I did.
Hilariously enough, I can't even tell if that was like is that supposed to be a race joke or just an animation joke?
I think it's an animation joke because... I can't imagine it being a race joke within its own nation. No, do you know what's the part that kills me the most? You know why they made Tracy, right?
To replace Brock.
Because he was considered racist. But no one liked Tracy. And so they were like, oh shit, let's get rid of Tracy, and let's bring Brock back for season 3, and they brought him back for Gen 2, and everyone was happy again.
They really liked Brock. Everybody liked Brock because he was oddball but fun.
Exactly.
Tracy was fine, but he wasn't odd like how Brock was.
Although I still remember, okay, I'll get to that in a second. So I still remember when they were teasing Kids WB for Tracy, and they actually had Misty go, "Oh, I hope he's dreamy." And that's because they overplayed that commercial so much. And I'm just like, bruh.
Anyways, so now the laboratory, the new one, looks a lot brighter. It looks like a lab. And everything stands out from it, too, where the old one was dark with orange tubes, new one, bright white with orange tubes. That stick out a little bit easier.
Okay, so the reason why... so Fuji TV had Digimon up until Data Squad. Digimon Fusion was made by TV Asahi, A-S-A-H-I. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that. And then the new one, which we haven't seen yet, called App Monsters.
Oh, Applemon, whatever?
Yeah. That one was by TV Tokyo.
Was that even English dubbed?
I don't think it was.
A lot of people do not like that one.
Well,
I understand why.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair,
but there's some species of Digimon.
Fusion wasn't good either. Well, the English dubbing wasn't good. The Japanese dubbing was better.
Yeah, the English dubbing was better, and it had a better name, Cross Wars.
Yeah, Digimon Fusion doesn't sound as catchy.
Yeah. I mean, saying Digifuse is easier than saying Digicross. Actually, no, Digicross sounds a lot better.
Keep going.
But, anyways, so, does the same thing. Mewtwo actually asks better questions instead of going, "But why am I here?" It was like, who am I? Why am I here? Why was I created? You know, because he knows he's a clone. He's not an idiot. He was born with knowledge. Basically, what we all know, he's only maybe a year or two old from the test tube. As Linkara and Suede from their review said, he is basically a kid. He's trying to figure out who he is in this world because now he's a kid in an adult body. People are after him because of his power, and he does not like that.
It looks like Saban still owns it.
Thought so.
It looks like, so if I can get this ad out of the way. It says Saban brand has acquired the rights to Digimon Japanese anime franchise outside of Asia. Saban, which owns the Power Rangers and used to own Power Rangers, and this is an old article, recently bought online content provider Zui, didn't close the terms of the deal. Los Angeles-based Saban said it would work with Mar Vista Entertainment, which I believe owns Nickelodeon. For because for distribution of the series outside of Asia, because this is talking about Cross Wars. Or Fusion. So yes, as of right now, Saban still owns Digimon.
Until Hasbro gets his hands on it.
Give it time. It'll happen.
I actually have a question later on that I'll talk to you about.
Hopefully.
Anyways, after a while, Giovanni shows up and says, "Partner up with me and I can teach you everything." To which I'm going to say, the best improvement was the armor Mewtwo had.
I mean, to be fair, I've caught the new armored Mewtwo in the Pokemon.
Well, at least this one made more sense than the first one.
How so?
When Giovanni finally reveals, "Oh yeah, you're just made just to be a toy for people to play with. You're just an item to be used." In the first one, Mewtwo just blows everything up. Nothing happens to him. He escapes. The new one, the armor at least tries to hold him.
Yeah. Well,
makes more sense right there. It's like, I'm not letting you get away with your mind. Like, bullshit. Oh.
Well, you got to remember in the original, there was a tie-in between the movie and the anime at the time.
Very true indeed.
This one, there was no need to tie into the anime because it wasn't at that point anymore.
Okay, very true indeed.
So that's why that was probably it. But at the same time, the armor that Mewtwo had in the original, which no, it just shows him in his regular form. The reason he had the armor was for Giovanni to control him. It was the same thing. It was the same reason why he had it. It's just they had to make a different reason on why he escaped, because the whole blowing out of the sky and seeing the armor fall off as he's flying away wouldn't make any more sense. Now, one thing that I'm glad they did, Gary and Arcanine were still in that scene.
Basically showing like the old scene of him fighting all the other Pokemon.
Yes.
And the trainers.
Yes, and then the whole thing with Tauros, that was still in there.
Yeah, it was actually kind of cooler to see him like making a run up and then hold it and still hold in place. Like,
Yeah, so I'm glad they added Gary back in there. That made more sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did not have a reason to. I mean, they could explode it and show the little scene where the armor's falling off again, but it wouldn't have made any sense now, considering they are now in the Sword and Shield series.
Yeah.
I mean, they could, but it would.
Sword, Shield, Mewtwo armor.
Eh.
But after that,
but I do think the old armor looked more intimidating.
True, but at least the new. Maybe if they did a fusion of the two, it would probably look cooler.
Yeah. I don't see the point of having the tendrils, honestly, other than binding him.
I think those were more for focusing on his psychic abilities.
Either way.
I'm not sure. I wasn't part of the whole design team, so
Yeah.
I don't know. But after that, Mewtwo declares war on humanity. Well, not war. He basically declares that he will not fall to humanity's knees.
Until Pokemon Red and Blue show up and the character catches it with a Master Ball.
So, human, you came to my cave to catch me? Well, you have to battle me. Son of a bitch. Now to think of a name. Nutsack. You are not calling me that.
Knowing how the people of our age are, I can imagine, and considering there's no global trading system, and so there's no need to really censor anything.
Yeah.
Back in the Red and Blue, Gold and Silver, you really could name anything.
My grandson. What was his name again?
Bastard.
My name is Gary. Grandpa. Ah, yes, bastard. I hate you, Red. My name's not Red. Grand Pokemon Overlord. God, I hate this guy. But after the whole scene of Mewtwo saying he won't bow down to humans, we start off with the whole theme song again.
Which was a remix of the original theme song, which I liked because it kept to the theme of what the movies are still doing.
Yeah.
All right, let's. I mean, if you're watching this, you already know the premise of Pokemon, the first movie. So we're going to skip the whole plot things and just talk about what we think of the difference.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we will be here forever.
Yeah. So let's talk about the trainer who challenged Ash. Not a buff jock guy.
Design, like actual design and outfit, was still the same though.
Yeah. And like, the color and a bit of the hair as well.
Yeah.
Just longer hair, much more fluffy dreadlocks. The guy didn't sound weird. Like, they're going, I'm looking for a trainer named Ash from Pallet Town. And I was like, hey, you Ash from Pallet Town? I want to battle. And they changed out a few Pokemon too. Like when Pikachu fights the 3 Pokemon, on the first one, it was Golem, who is a rock-type Pokemon.
Ground type. Ground type too.
And they are basically strong against electric type.
And immune to electric moves.
Yeah. And Pikachu does a Thunderbolt.
Wasn't it replaced by the Pinsir?
Yeah, replaced by Pinsir.
Oh, man.
But, I'm just like, alright, they fixed it. Thank you. Because that was the question, like, hey, he's immune to electric attacks. But the guy's reaction was better, too, than going, oh, no! It's like,
he still cheated.
Yeah, he still cheated. But, I've had fun. Especially how Ash actually was helping out at the table now, too. Instead of, I'm so hungry.
Well, that was part of the comedy.
Yeah, and they're talking with Team Rocket. It's like, going, there's Pikachu, but look what else they got. Look at that spread. I can cook you something. The first one was like, last time you cooked something, it took out 8 of my 9 lives. The new one, they actually explained a little better. One problem. Without any food, that's That's just the oval-shaped iron skillet.
Yeah.
But the way we see, but Mewtwo, when he's looking out above all the trainers, we actually see his reactions to the trainers. Like he did take a bit more.
Sort
interest.
of. I mean, you say reactions. He just got the stoic standard face.
Well, you see his face go raise an eyebrow when he sees Ash. Ash caught his attention really well. Then he hears, Misty and Brock, both gym leaders.
Yeah.
Although
that part was still in the movie.
Yeah.
The original movie.
Yeah, and the Dragonite coming in. I gotta say, that Dragonite sounded hilarious.
Can we talk about how they still stopped it with a frying pan? How does that make sense?
Anime logic.
But the real thing that, like, one of the major differences that we both laughed at.
Oh, Lord.
So, okay.
After Mewtwo summons a storm up to test the trainers.
Yeah, so Mewtwo summons a storm to test the trainers to get to his island after he invites them. In this movie, this one right here, Team Rocket is in a battle canoe kind of thing.
A Viking battle canoe.
And they're dressed up as Vikings, sounding Nordic as hell.
With Meowth at the helm of the thing, like one of the mermaid things. You want to cross, Navy? We take you, yeah. We Vikings are good crossing the sea. Stroke. 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 Stop mocking me!
So, yeah, they completely got rid of the whole Viking bit, which...
Because it was offensive as hell.
It was offensive as hell, didn't make any sense, and was not necessary.
Yeah, the new one, they come in singing on a Lapras boat.
Yeah, motorized Lapras boat. I think they were rapping, weren't they?
I think it was hip-hop or something.
Well, where's my remote? We'll look at it again. Well,
all I know is...
We'll be right... Okay.
All I know is when I watch that scene, my eyebrow just goes, what? Because I was wondering if they were going to do that or not.
So,
we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Can I apply for a job?
Welcome back.
Sorry about that. We had to reconfirm because we only saw it once. So it wasn't rapping; they were singing Broadway style.
Yeah, which was hilarious,
odd,
funny, and confusing at the same time.
So really,
they're talking like pirates.
Yeah. So really, no difference as emotions compared to the original. Just a different scene altogether, but same emotions.
Yeah. Less offensive too.
That might offend Broadway people, but was there any other major differences?
The Pokemon fighting was kind of different.
The Pokemon fighting was
like
more...
with...
you can tell that this CG animation was made for the Pokemon fighting.
Definitely.
It was not made for the rest of the movie. It was made for the later half of the movie.
Yeah, like when we see the clones of Charizard, Ivysaur, and Blastoise fighting the real ones. Like, instead of one hit, I'm out cold, Ivysaur got hit with an attack, then picked up and slammed against the wall. Like, oh my god!
Yeah, so the battles went on a little further. That is true. Trying to remember. Excuse me. Another thing that was a major difference was the fact that not all the Pokemon had... there was some of the Pokemon that had slight differences with their cloning in that movie. But in this one, a lot of them were the same.
Yeah, not many difference with clones like that one there either.
Yeah.
Like, the only one that had, like, marks on them were the Charizard,
main
Ivysaur, and Blastoise.
And then Pikachu.
I didn't notice anything different with Pikachu.
The ears. They had a diagonal pattern. In fact, if you go on your Pokemon Go and take a picture of a Pokemon, you can catch one.
Really?
Yes.
But, overall, like, they did fix a couple of the Pokemon naming scene. Like the one trainer who had a Pidgeot, the first original one, he goes, Pidgeot is great with these kinds of wings. That's a Pidgeot, you moron!
Wasn't there another one saying it was like Cloyster or something like that?
No. During the whole cloning part, like, where the Pokemon are captured going through the machine, it's like, there goes Alakazam, Scyther.
Oh, that's right.
It's like, how do you confuse Alakazam and a Scyther? One's green, one's yellow.
Welcome to 4Kids, everybody.
Oh god, not as bad when Officer Ginny called her Growlithe an Arcanine. Although I guess Growlithe would love to be called Arcanine.
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes more sense with that than a Scyther being called an Alakazam.
Very true.
At least Arcanine and Growlithe are in the same evolutionary line.
That's true.
But I think we're done.
The music stuff. Like during the whole when all the clones and the original are fighting.
Oh yeah.
Like in the original one, there was a song going on called "Brother, My Brother." Basically, what are we fighting for? All of that junk. It's like
a girl worth fighting for. Wrong song.
No. Brother, my brother, tell me what are we fighting for? There's got to be so much more. We could love one another.
They get the point.
Yeah, basically that's the whole thing. The whole thing of the original was quote from Linkara and Swain: "Pokemon shouldn't fight, not like this, not like this." Because that's like that. They were saying that like for 5 minutes straight, like Pokemon shouldn't be fighting like this. It's just mindless battling. And what battle do you all do?
Well, and another thing, the scene that where Nash is a statue, that still brought a tear to my eye.
That actually was a little more tear-jerking than anything else. And at least it didn't have some weird bullcrap, like the fairy woman saying some myth about the storm like this bringing tears of blah, blah, blah. And this one, she just explains, it's like the worst storm I've seen. I've lived here all my life. This is like the worst hurricane I've seen ever. Don't go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they still explain why that happened, though. Like, why when Pokemon cry...
Yeah, they never really explained that. But
Pokemon Magic?
Pokemon Magic.
Yeah.
But that's going to do it for today's Random Cinema. What did you think about the Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution? Let us know down in the comments.
What did you think about the whole thing?
I thought it was okay. I feel like that it was a little on the unnecessary side. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. Would I go out of my way to buy a DVD of it? No.
Not unless they had the whole Mewtwo prequel thing with the little girl.
Well, I mean, that's one of the things that was one of the major issues that 4Kids took out that they could have fixed in this movie.
Yeah.
It just didn't happen.
Makes me wonder if they're going to do the rest like that, too. I mean, can you imagine Pokemon 2000?
Well, technically, they already did Pokemon the Movie 2000, because... in Pokemon the Movie 2000 was called The Power of One. They've already done The Power of Us.
True.
They technically did already.
True, The Power of Us was different than Power of One.
Same theme, though.
Same theme, but there was something a little more to it. If they do, I wouldn't mind watching them.
I just hope it wouldn't be the CG animation, because I don't really see that being necessary for really any of it except for the fighting.
Honestly, if they made the human characters animation and the Pokemon more CG, maybe.
Maybe.
They'd have to work correctly, though.
It had to blend very well, yeah. But until next time, guys.
Hold on, I get my overall thing about it. I thought it was a nice movie. You know, updated effects, better language. You know, considering back from the 90s.
Take me back to the 90s, where voice acting was out of control.
At least they weren't going, Pikachu, you Thunderbolt! Aww!
That's another thing. I understand why they did what they did, but the mouths did not match the words.
Yeah. On the new one?
Yes, on the new one.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
At least 4Kids did a good job.
Go get them, Gyarados!
Hey, at least 4Kids did a good job with that.
Yeah. You win one round.
But
overall, we thought the movie was good.
This includes a never-before-seen mini-movie, Pikachu's Vacation, plus never-before-seen bonus footage.
What bonus footage?
Apparently, it says the story of Mewtwo's origin, which takes place before the feature, which I don't think that's true. And then a sneak preview of the second Pokemon movie shown after the feature. I've watched
Mewtwo's origin takes place before the feature.
That's
a bull right there. I had the VHS too, and I didn't see no origin. Mm-mm. Unless the origin was the whole cloning process thing of Mew's fossil.
Or it's either that, or It was way at the very end when secret endings were not a thing.
Yeah, but usually that's for the preview of the next movie.
I know. That's don't hurt your brain.
My brain's not hurting. It's just my heart. Poor kids hurt my heart. Well, overall, that's going to be it, guys.
I'm Otaku Kit.
I'm going to be it, Dan. Hope you had a blast.
Don't forget to stay random. Peace out.